All right. Good morning, everyone. Are we awake? Up with the hands. Sebastian, you're just sitting there with your sticks. That's awesome in the morning. Nice to have everyone here. Camilla is here with camera on. I love that. We need more cameras. Don't be shy. We have Afaf. Afaf, do I say it right? Yes, I hope so. Are you in school? That's right. And we have Mauda. Hello, everyone. Let's see where you're tuning in from in the chat, guys. Let's make sure that you type in the city names. It's much funnier. Warsaw, Poland, Herning, Denmark, Sydney, Australia, Bayonne, Bergen, Norway, Kristiansand. Is that Germany? Kristiansand. I was also speaking about that last time. Sandnes. Sandnes. Warsaw, Poland, Bodø, London, Verdal, Bern, Bodø, Lillestrøm, Kristiansand is Norwegian. All right. Oslo, Skanderborg office, Germany. Nice. Are you ready to crush this week in the financial markets, guys? Let's smash it. We had a trade going on this night, and I'm gonna go over this trade because that was I would say a really nice setup if you are the person who is going after a nice risk reward, because it's not often that we see these setups, but when we see it, we have to really do something with it. Unfortunately, I got taken out and I got to sleep, but when I woke up in the morning, I was happy because I could see that we actually were right. The only thing that we made a mistake on was we were too early, and sometimes we're too early, especially on gold, because gold is, yeah, we have been speaking about him before and we are calling him a boy, but he can be so sometimes, because when everything seems to turn, gold can still continue, and that means that it goes after stop losses. So we should be that types who is waiting and seeing if the markets is doing these stop hunts. After the stop hunt, we can wait for a retracement, and when the retracement has entered, then we can enter into the markets. But I'm sure we had a really nice week last week. I believe that everyone who have been on this session has made nice profits last week, and we're gonna do the same this week for sure. We just have to manifest it. We have to. I saw a clip yesterday with and this sounds crazy, but with Jeffrey Epstein, who was speaking about the finance. Sebastian looking up about with Jeffrey Epstein speaking about trading, and he was saying that the best traders in this world is the people who just follow their intuition, and that's what we do in everything, right? We follow our intuition. Most of us do, and that's because that we work with ourselves. We are planting that image that we want and turn it into a feeling, and then the feeling will guide us. We should do the same with trading. We should plant this image about ourselves, where we are profitable traders, where we are earning, where we are learning, where we are. How was the skydive? That was crazy, Tommy. Don't know what to say about it. But I know Armin is coming visiting me here in Portugal in next week, and let's see if we are able to do it without another guy and we can jump by ourselves. So that would be awesome. Then I think you will get really nervous, actually. But it was a nice experiment. I mean, you're laying there in your bed the day before that you're going on skydiving, and you have this, why am I going to jump out of a flight? Does it make sense? And when you are arriving on the airport and you see the little airplane, you're like, oh, shit. And when you're going into the airplane and you see the door is opening, you're like, I've never been on an airplane in the air where the door is open. And you're like, what the fuck, should I jump out here? So yeah, it's really nice. And I've seen that Will Smith actually have made a nice story about doing skydiving, and it's about fear. because all these thoughts that you have before you jump out of the plane, it's just doesn't matter. You're just spending your capital I can't say that capacity. You're just spending your capacity in your brain. So that's spent. Don't feel the fear. Just do things and don't overthink things. So, but that was super nice. I really recommend everyone to do that. It's gonna teach you a lesson for sure. But let's dive into the markets and let's look at gold that we took a trade on this night, and let's reflect on why we got the loss and not the win. And the same on the GBP JPI that we took this morning. Again, we were too early, I believe. So we should figure out how we can solve that and how we can be more patient before we enter a trade, because these two first trades on this week hasn't been the best, but we were right on especially gold. I don't know about GBP JPI yet, but let's have a look at the markets, guys, and please let's be active in the chat, and let's have camera on. That's super nice to have. And yeah, let's also make sure that we know it's all Monday today. And when it's Monday, it's about like getting clarity about the week. We have to figure out if the week should be bullish for the dollar, if the week should be bearish for the dollar. That should be what Mondays is about. And also when the markets is opening on the Sunday, we also have to check in with the gaps. Because every week when the markets is closing Friday and opens up again Sunday night, you can see this gap because the markets have been moving over the weekend. And when we are talking about these CME gaps, yeah, we have a thing where it often gets filled, the CME gaps. So let's see if that's the case again this week. And let's enjoy the next hour, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. Let's see. Let's go to my screen here. But before we are going through the screens and going through TradingView and all the different charts and pairs, what is the first thing we should do this morning? Deep sage. Exactly, Andreas. Exactly. Deep sage. So everyone should do this, because yeah, if you're just sitting here and looking at me doing it, you will learn 2 times, 3 times slower than if you actually did it yourself. So, hey, can you make an analysis for this week and tell me this week on, say, USD, Euro USD, and also if the Dixie is going up, down. Tell me the probability in percentage. Thank you. Always the first thing, guys. This is what? Give me a moment. Let me just fast log in here. And I didn't know that the time has changed. Is it tonight that the time has been changing? I don't get it. Did we sleep 1 hour less or more? I don't know. Maybe some of you know. Can you make an analysis on USD, Euro USD, and tell me the probability for it to go bullish or bearish this week? Let's see. It already happened. Our last Saturday night, right? It was Sunday, 2 a.m. Right, Tommy? It was already last night. Last night. All right. So we had our hours this night. I'm not from the Middle Age. It's Deep Sage. I mean, I don't know why it locked me out. Can't blame me for that. That's weird. Let's see. All right, let's have a look. Probability. So let's see. News. Yeah, we have a lot of things going on this week with Iran and Israel and US. And it seems like every time that Trump is saying that, hey, everything is fine, everything is working out, that's a lie. So let's have an let's have an indicator which tells us when Trump shows that things is going right, we should go the opposite of what he's telling. Okay, let's make an indicator for trading view and magic terminal. Be insane. Okay, let's have a look. So a lot of things is going on. New highlight, daily downtrend pressure, 4,421 to 4,924. Slightly higher due to strong US dollar. Yes, so there is the highest probability for gold to be bearish. Bullish probability not ruled out. Trigger safe haven demand. All right. Expect a choppy range-bound week with a slight bearish tilt unless the geopolitical shocks arise. All right. Let's see Euro USD. Bearish probability. It's high. I agree. Bullish only likely if US data disappoints. Okay. And give me the probabilities in percentage. Let's see. But yeah, I do agree. So if we're just looking at Euro USD, you can see the gap here. It opened like this, and as we spoke about before, after we have these gaps, we always see a tendency where it goes down and it goes up and fill the CME gap. Close to always, guys. We spoke about this in the last week. We can see the same thing on pairs like, let's go on USD CAD here. We opened up down here and we got up in this area and filled this gap. Let's look at silver. We got down, we went up, we filled this gap. Do you see it? It's always like that, guys. Here, that was just in the candle right after. But this is so common that we see this, and it's actually a simple way to get like a kind of a direction for where you want to go. And if it's opening with a big gap to the downside, unless that we see trends like this, guys. So please know that it's not always, but in some markets we see these gaps getting filled. Here we have a gap. This gap would have taken us out if we just hunted this. You can see we would have lost here. Here we have another gap. Got filled. We started to go up. Here we have another gap. Got filled. Here we got another gap. Didn't get filled. So on gold, when we have direction like this, guys, please be careful, okay? I've actually, I can tell you a funny thing. So when we had this crazy upward trend, if you had taken a trade every Friday before the markets have been closing and you took a buy over the weekend and you waited for the markets to open, 92% of the trades that you have been taking would have ended up in profits in this direction. 92% if you open trades over the weekend on buy. 92%, guys. That was a glitch. This was a nice time to be alive, right? 92%. Just holding your trade over the weekend when the markets was opening, you closed the trade. 92% chance for you to win. It's crazy. Yeah, I know that. But that's sometimes we see things like this, but unfortunately, it's really not often. It's really rare that we see things where we are able to get nice trades where you're just able to buy, wait a little bit, sell, and yeah, that was a game changer. I know, Armin, you have made crazy amount of money by doing that. That was me, easy money. Yes, that's gambling. No, um, yeah, you can call it gambling. I believe that trading is gambling, but it's gambling where you're able to have an edge, right? Where you have extra probability for hitting your trades. So if you go to the roulette, you know that you only have 50%, no, 48, I believe, on red and 48 on black, and 2% or 1% on the green. But here we are able to actually change that and have an edge in the markets where we have more than 50%. So I wouldn't say it was gambling, but I wouldn't do it myself, because you're also able to actually, let's say the markets was opening and the markets was opening down here, then it will move your stop loss automatically, because you're not able with a broker to close your trade within the first minute when the markets is opening. So be careful by doing that. But I had a friend who did crazy amount of money in that time. So, but let's have a look at the trade we took this night. So, guys, it was nice. We had the right direction, but we were too early. So we wanted to have this buy here. And there is a lot of reasons why we wanted to have this buy. One of the biggest reasons was that if we're looking at the Dixie, we have been painting let me show you, a Fibonacci from this high to this low, and we were just waiting for a reaction on the 0882. And yes, we got the reaction and we got the gap here, which means that, hey, we had so much clarity about, hey, we should go down and the gold should really go high after this reaction. And as we spoke about, 0882 often is giving a nice reaction, and we got a nice reaction. But the thing is that even though that we were on the exact time, you can see 1 a.m. here, 2 a.m. here. If we're looking at gold, 1 a.m. here, gold continued to go down. 2 a.m. gold. The thing is that we took a buy in this area like this. Let me show you. Something like this. And we would have taken it up to here. But the thing that I didn't really believe would happen was that this sequence here, the 0, A, B, C, we needed for it to finish before we took this trade. And that's my mistake. I know that Christer Svosand, you have made an analysis on this trade, on this setup as well, and it was perfect. I love when you guys are sending me your setups. When you're painting your screen and you're sharing it with me, I love that, especially because then I'm able to give some feedback and say if you're right or you're wrong, and that will make you grow faster, guys. But yeah, we took this trade and we should have been waiting a little bit. We should have been waiting for this sequence here. Let me mark it out so you're able to see it. We have a Barris 0786. We got a reaction here, and we got the retracement, and we finished the sequence. So this should have been the area where we look for a new sequence to be made. But that didn't happen. And that's how the game is sometimes. At least we saw that we're still in a direction which is going up. And right now we are looking if we have to get some clarity about the Dixie. If it pushes through the 0882 zone and we don't have a retracement from this area here, like this, let me show you. If we don't have a reaction here, the price will definitely go down if we have a reaction. But if we don't have a reaction and Trump is still telling that, hey, everything is fine, we had a conversation with Iran, everything is nice, blah, 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 and it's just continuing to go up, then gold will most likely take a big crash today. So let's see if we are able to get something from this. Believe that we should still look for, it's hard to say already, guys, because you can see the Asian trend have been upwards. We have switched to London session, which means that maybe we'll see a session switch, a session reversal, you can call it, where the markets is turning, or we are just going to follow the structure that we have been made since, this night. So, yeah, I would say that this was a nice trade we would have done here if we were just a little bit more patient and we didn't went to sleep and we did not look at the time or the clock and thinking like, we have to go to sleep. Should we take this? We could have got a really nice trade after we finished this sequence, like really nice. We got the finish sequence, got reverse, like clear reversal. We can see here all the buyers that we looked for were entering. We got the retracement. We could have entered here, and we would have done like, not have this big stop loss here. We would maybe do something similar as this, and we would have made at least 1 to 2, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 6. So yeah, it's a nice trade, guys, and now we just have to identify the trend. What is going to happen when we are in this area here? We can see that the trend is clearly a downtrend right now. We have seen that we already have broken this area, which tells us that we should go down to this area here. But the thing is, do we need to finish any sequences to the upside the next couple of days? Do we need to go up to this area here? Maybe, baby. Bonus. So yeah, let's see if we can have some direction clarity and maybe have a trade. I don't know yet. Doesn't look like we are going to enter anything on gold, but I'm gonna share it in the Telegram group. The next thing we should look at is GBP, JPY that we did this morning. Let's see. So yeah, you can say it by yourself why we took this trade. There's a lot of reasons. You can see that we have this huge trend that we just love to trade. And inside of this trend, after we've been down here in this area, the direction started to switch. And we had this trend here going on. And I thought that when we got down to this area here, we should be able to see some buyers enter. And yeah, we got the buyers, but I don't know if the Japanese is sleeping right now or the JBP is doing the same, but it looks like that. So yeah, we took a trade here, and I hope that we will be able to see something like this. Something like this, and maybe something like this would have been nice. But yeah, I believe that if we are taking this top here and we are painting it to this bottom, you can see here that the 0.86 zone have been tested 1, 2, 3, and now it works like a resistance area, right? So that's the reason. Maybe it will go down to this area here before that we can see any new trades, any new setups. Let's don't hope for that, because it would be awesome if we could have some buyer momentum in this area right now. It doesn't seem like that. The Japanese is sleeping. That was me. Yeah, that was me as well. That's okay. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Another setup that I'm looking at and I have been waiting for is USD CAD, the USD versus the Canadian dollar, where we are looking for, we are waiting for this retracement here, because Here we have a really strong resistance area. See, it's on weekly, and we have been testing it 3 times, and they have crashing every time. And after that crash, we saw a bearish trend where the market started to go down. You can see here that we broke this low. We had a low. Now we have a lower low. We had a high here. We had a lower high here. I hope that we would be able to have like a lower high again in this area. So this is the 2 areas that I'm looking for. And I hope that we would be able, because we are on the really high time frames right now, guys. So we should not just enter in this area out of nowhere, because you can see this small move here is 100 pips. We don't like 100 pips move. No, should skip that, right? But we should definitely wait for some clarity on when this trend is turning. Maybe it will be in this area, I don't know. But let's see. Let's see if we can have some seller momentum. But we should be able to see after this sequence gets finished that the market should definitely turn around. So that's one of the setups that I have in mind that we would be able maybe to have this week, hopefully. Do you see this wick, guys? This is not bad, actually. Let's mark this area out. Interesting. So this is my like top setup that we have. It's the setup that I'm waiting for, and to be honest, I don't have any specific setups this week because I wait for clarity on the Dixie and on gold and Euro USD and stuff. So, but right now we should just wait on the USD CAD and see if we would be able to take a trade here. We can have some nice setups going on in this area where we are able to go with a stop loss, 25 pips, and we have the reward, which is, and this is the trades that I like the most. And we have the reward, which is 100 pips, maybe. Do it make sense, guys? Maybe we can have a setup. Let's see the reaction, guys. Nice to have this set up. I've been waiting for it for the last week, so let's see if we can have a nice wick and see that the sellers is entering the markets. Should be possible. Should be possible. Nice. It makes sense. Perfect. So this is the one setup that I would look for. Maybe we can have a nice trade on this one, actually. Let's see if we are able to have a nice setup. On the 15 minutes, looks like a bearish engulfing can be made. Ooh. Guys, should we do this trade? Or should we be patient and wait for more clarity about the Dixie? Dixie is also in a really nice area. It means that gold can go up. This was the reaction. If we are breaking this, Dixie will continue. If we get a reaction in this area, Dixie should go down. Gold is going up. Looks like gold will continue to go up. Do you see, guys? Weeks always tells a story, right? Let me check something out. USD JPI. This is something that I'm looking at as well on USD JPI. but I will personally wait for it to go down to this area here before I do anything. And if the Dixie is crashing, I'm gonna skip it. But let's see. Dixie is pushing again. It's impossible to trade. So we spoke a little bit about these candles last time. Do some of you remember what these candles are called? And maybe if we have a sharp person knows what it means if we have a bullish candle here and a bearish candle which is bigger than this candle right after. What is that called? Someone in the chat? Yeah, let's be patient. I do agree, Amelia and Shireen. I think it's reacting perfect. What does it mean, guys? We have this candle here. What is the name? And what does it mean if we have a bullish candle right here and we have a bigger bearish candle right after? Let me see it in the chat. You know. Yeah, I know. Some of you know it. Bearish engulfing. That's one of them. What is this candle called? Doji. Yeah, or a hammer, yeah, if we're going into specifics. But doji, I would say as well. Doji is just, it's the same, Jesper, so it's not a mistake to call it a hammer. It's a reversed hammer, right? It's a hammer which looks like this. I see that. But yeah, it's a doji candle, and doji candles often symbolize that the markets is going to turn around doing a reversal. So we should definitely be aware in this area, and we should definitely also look for a bearish engulfing. So let me show you what a bearish engulfing is looking like, just so you get the idea again. So let's say that we have a small bearish candle here, and we have a big bullish candle right after. Then we have a bullish engulfing pattern, and that means that the price should definitely go up. The opposite is like this, and that means that the market should go down. So you can see here a bullish candle and a bigger bearish candle, which tells us that the market should go down. And no, you shouldn't trade just by looking at, hey, we have a bullish engulfing, because then you can find trades everywhere. You can see here, that would have been a nice one, right? But here is a bullish engulfing. Here we have a bullish engulfing. Here we had a bearish engulfing. But you should use these things to get clarity and get confirmation that you are about to take the right entry and a good setup. Because that basically doesn't just mean that, okay, there's a lot of buyers who have buy, and then the seller pressure came to the market when we arrived to this area where we wanted to sell. So that means that it's not only us which looks for sales right now, it's also the big institutions who can move the markets. So let's be aware of this area. Maybe in this session we would be able to have a nice setup. You can see a setup which will look something like this. One to six, right? Not telling you to take the trade, but I'm telling you that it's a nice setup. You can even go after a one-to-one. Like this. But you have to risk the same amount. Remember that, guys. Don't just do, hey, I'm used to do 0.08 lots, so I'm doing that on USD CAD. I'm doing the same on gold. I'm doing the same on silver, same on Bitcoin. Then you're going to lose all your money, guys. So please make sure that you're working with amount of money that you're risking on each trade. So it should be like last week we had a 1-2-3 risk reward. That means that we should be able to get to break even if we're losing the next 3 trades. That should be how you work in trading, all right? So don't be that person who is like, This looks nice to me. Let me do a 0-1 on silver just out of nowhere. Please make sure that you know the amount of money that you're risking and make it something similar until that you know what a premium setup is, when you know when we have like a not the best setup, but we have a setup with the edge in the markets. But please be used to do the amount of dollars that you want to risk always, guys. It's gonna make you so much more money in the end. It's like going to the casino in Las Vegas and you're like, hey, I will just risk around $100, and then you end up risking $140 and you're like, oh, that was all my money. I didn't know that. You should really understand how much you're risking always, guys. Always. Can't say it enough. It's the most important thing. And guys, I'm also sorry for not doing that yet, but I'm gonna share this journal with you guys, and it would be nice for me to see if some of you just took some random trades that you have been analyzing on. Take some trades on your demo account. Please put it into the journal and try to share it with me, because we can see if you're ending up in minus, we should already, with your risk management and with your risk reward, be able to see what is going wrong. People is always thinking that my strategy is not the right one. I've won 2 trades and lost 5. Why am I in minus? That's not because of your strategy. That's because of your risk management and risk reward. So I'm gonna send the journal into the Telegram group that we all is using. And remember, you can share the group if you have anyone who is attending on these calls. Share it to them. I don't know why my new Telegram contact just got deleted. Said something like, your new account. You're banned because you're trying to escape the matrix. And I was okay. Get off. Don't want that. I want to escape. Take my Telegram group. Take the contact. Let's see if we should be able to take this trade. This is the only trade that I believe that we're gonna do today, guys. So sorry, there's not always, especially not on Mondays, it's not always nice setups to take and to trade. Gold seems to be bullish. Gold seems to be bullish. Oh. This is the trend that we're following right now. So this is the areas to look for if you want to buy. Always identify the trends, guys, also on the smaller perspective. So unlucky that we didn't get this one. But we learned from it, at least. We learned a lot. We should have waited for this sequence finish. Let's see, we got a retracement here. How does it react? We have a small little consolidation here. If this candle is going to close bearish in the next 3 minutes, let's enter. If not, let's stay out. Let's see, TPP, JPI, they're still sleeping in Japan. Let's see if there's anything. Do we have any news today? Let's look at Forex Factory. Today we had Fed Powell speaking. Good afternoon. Let's see if we have anything this week. GDP, JOLTS, job openings. Could expect a lot of reactions here. Powell, be careful when you're trading with Powell. There's a lot of people who is analyzing the way he's opening up these conversations. Good afternoon, that's a nice sign. It's called a hawk, I believe. So be careful. Wow, we have a non-farm employment change. should be a lot of volume as well, guys. So be careful with these new setups when you're trading. Try to understand how the markets is doing. So what you should look for is if we are in a nice buying area, let's say that the gold was something like in this area here, 0A, B, and we got a BC here, and we are up in this area when the news event is happening. Look for sales, guys. If it fits into your analyze that the markets is consolidating around here in this area, then it would definitely take a big fall down before that would continues to go up. But yeah, let's be careful with news events, guys. I would recommend you to do not trade it. Let's see how do we react. It's a nice area. Would be awesome if we got something like this, 5 pips. See if you just get one of these guys, you're able to lose 22 trades in a row without ever even hitting break even. It's crazy. But let's see how it reacts in this area. Hush gold. Let's see. It's so interesting, guys, because we are in an area where I believe no one have actually any clarity. It's like, should the Dixie continue? We don't know because you can see the last highs in this area here, and we even broke all these tops here. So it looks like that the Dixie should continue to go up, but that doesn't make any sense, right? That Dixie should go up when they have a war with Iran, and gold is going down when there is a war right now. Don't take trades. You can see if we have taken this, we would have been out. And you can see we had a doji candle, and right after we had a bullish candle, guys. It's not something that we would like to enter on. Benya, can you help me to put the fib on the right time frame? I'm unsure starting point is. So which pair are you looking at, Jesper? Should we do it on USD CAD? Should we do it on gold? So if you're going on your daily, you can take this top here to the bottom down here. If you're going to 15 minutes, should find a low. There's no, then you can go to 5 minutes. When you're on 5 minutes and we are in areas like this, you should just take the last high to see if we can have that retracement. When you're going to 15 minutes, so let me say it like this. So let's say that we're sitting here on 1 minute time frame to look for our entry, right? That's where you should look for entries, that on the small time frames. Don't do it on monthly, guys. But if we're doing it on the smaller time frames, you can see something here. Like, okay, let's wait for this. And when we have got this, we should also wait for something like this top here to this bottom here, and wait for the markets to this, right? Do it make sense? So okay, perfect. Nice, Jesper. Both last high. Perfect. So you should always put in a fib, always, but please know that the higher the time frame is, the better it is. So it will not work if you're doing it like, hey, we have a top here, we have a bottom here, blah, blah, blah. You should always do it in areas like where we are right now. Should we go for the 1 to 22 risk reward, guys? That would be a jackpot of the year. Ah, it's so good looking, this USD cat, guys. It's really nice. It's handsome. Guys, okay, let's see if we at least can have a bearish engulfing here on the 5 minutes. See if there's any reversal. We're still bullish. Doji candle on the 5 minutes. Bearish engulfing right after the doji candle. Interesting. I had a really fine reaction up here in this area, guys. Dixie tells us. Gold is pushing. I hate that I don't have the clarity, guys. I would love to take trades like this, but when we don't know the Dixie, if it's going to push up, guys, it's just stupid to take a trade. But if it pushes up, it looks like Dixie is going to take like a Starlink going to the moon. What do you think, guys? Some of you must have been into trading for a while now. Do you think we have a nice setup on USD CAD? I don't know. I don't know. It's a nice setup, but I don't know anything about the Dixie. The trend is your friend. Gold should go up. Gold should go up because the Dixie is crashing. I think it's a nice, but I also see why you don't take it right now. Exactly. Definitely need more clarity on the Dixie to see where everything is going today. I would say decent, but as you said, want more clarity on the Dixie. Yes, guys, that's the thing. That's the thing. We need more clarity on the Dixie right now, guys, but it looks like gold will push up. It looks like USD CAD should go down in this area here. But let's see. Let's see. But it's a really nice setup. I mean, it's a really awesome setup. This is the setup that we should go for this week. This should be the setup of the week. Have all this down here. It'll definitely go down to this area at least. Not because it's a big move, but it's 20 pips. We can do a break even. It will make a retracement, and boom, 97 pips with a risk-free trade. Let's see. The Dixie is so random, guys. It's so weird to trade these days. Especially on the smaller time frames. If you're a swing trader, you're good. I mean, you can take some phenomenal trades. This is also something which don't make any sense to me, that we have seen that we have been going to, we have made a change of character. The direction is to, looks like stocks is going down, but then we start off the week by doing this candle, making it looks like that we are going up. And that should be an alarm sign, guys. So when they make it looks like we are going further up, be careful, especially with the kid on the top, the orange man, the orange juice. Be careful. But guys, let's have this in our eyes today. This is my most interesting setup for today. USD JPI is also something which is good at looking into. So I would say USD JPI, USD CAD. Let's see if gold is pushing towards 0.882. When we get to the 0.882, if we are in a overbought area here, we should definitely look for sells, all right? Because we can make a quick move from where we are getting maybe 60 to 100 pips in like a microsecond, guys. So this is the things that I will look for. If I should do anything right now, I would definitely, Sensicom? I would definitely look for buys on gold. I have a dog. Look at it down. So yes, guys, that's the setups. I don't know if I got anything that we can look at right now. You can see Euro USD. I have marked this area because we've been in an uptrend. We didn't get to the area that I looked for, but the thing is, if we're breaking this and we get this change of character here, the downward trend will continue, and we should definitely see areas down here, maybe more down, like a retracement here. It's just crazy, guys, if this is happening. So we will see, guys. We will see. There's nothing to do than wait, guys. We need the clarity. I'm not gonna enter any trades, not yet, but we will have some today for sure. Hype indeed. So, how is XAU CAT connected to DEXI? XAU CAT. We looked at XAU USD. That's what I mean. Okay, so you should see like when you have the XAU, that means we have the gold against the USD. So DXY means the dollar, that's the USD. You can see this DXI as USD instead, okay? That should be your eyes. So it's gold against the DXY, all right? So if DXY is pushing up, gold will go down. Most of the time, guys, be careful. But if gold is crashing, you will see gold push right now because it looks like DXY will go down a little bit here. Then it means that gold will go up. So always, yeah. So that's what you should look for. If you have GBP USD, you have to see that if DXY is going down, GBP are more likely to get stronger than the USD. That means that if DXY is crashing, GBP USD pair will go up. All right. Same on Euro USD and everything against USD. So the pair that you have here first is the first pair, and it's euro against the USD. If the euro get a lot of strength and the USD is crashing, you'll see euro USD skyrocket. All right. No setups, no trades. Let's don't push or force anything, guys. But I hope that you're still learning, even though that I'm just looking at the charts. I hope you will maybe begin to have the same eyes as we spoke about, because sometimes it's hard to me to find something new that you can learn always, because we're going over the chart together, and if there's anything specific, I will always talk about it, always. But the most important thing is, if we are in the Telegram group together, if we all are able to look at the same chart and all are able to see the same things, then we know that we work with the same eyes, guys. And that's crazy. Then I know that you will get profitable when you get, of course, your risk management and your psychology on the right place as well. But first, we need to have the same eyes, and then yeah, I'm gonna send out the journal right after this call. And please, guys, share your analysis with me in the group and with everyone. It's so nice, and I know that it will inspire other people to do the same. So let's keep the energy high, share it, because it's inspire other people, and the community will grow. And soon will be more than 200 people on these calls. That would be nice, and also nice to see who is on these calls always. I know that that is the person and the people who will get the most profits in the end, the people who is tuning in every time and taking action afterwards. So guys, I don't want to take more of your time. We can sit here, look at the chart and just stare into a screen, but to me it don't make any sense to take any setups right now. We don't want to force it. So I hope that you will have a nice Monday. Monday equals money day. So let's see if we can print a bit. And have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.